Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is the fourth slot of Great Pitch Contest, and we're going to see new amazing innovation, and it will be from the sectors of management, work, and fintech. And I think that we will begin with fintech. But before we do that, I'd like to introduce our judges, who I hope that you will see in a second. All right. Hello, everyone. We've got here Katarzyna Pacmalesa from 3TS Capital Partners, Manuel Silva Martinez from Muro Capital, and Tobias Bauer from Blockchain Founders Fund. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, hello.
Thank
Okay,
you.
perfect. So we are live. So now let's add our first startup of this pitching session. Hello, Sarah.
Hi, everyone.
Are you sharing your screen?
Yes, give me a second, please.
I am
You
setting
see
the
this
clock
right?
to 3 minutes. Yes, we can see it, so take it away. Good luck.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah, the CTO of Recash, and I'm going to talk to you about the science-based marketing growth that you've never seen before. So loyalty programs have a problem. They miss the mark. Customers find them frustrating. User experience is not great. And retailers are basically shooting in the dark in a way that they just can't find new customers with their loyalty program. So it's not a very efficient way to grow. Well, we have a solution for that, and it's called Recash. So we are a fintech company that has access to the customer's financial data. We use these data to see where customers shop and how much they spend, how often. And for our retail partners, we enable to target these customers with targeted cashback offers. We usually select or they select a segment, which is their competitors' customers. That's why it's very, very efficient for them to find new customers. So how it works for the users, it's imagine a cashback system and we take out all the pain. It's cashback made easy. They register, link their bank account. Whenever they pay with a bank card, they get automatic cashback. That's it. From the partner's perspective, so cashback is one of the most attractive rewards, and behavioral science backs us up on this. The numbers speak for themselves. So what we measured and seen in other studies, cashback brings an average of 40% increase in the basket size and roughly 30% in frequency and market share growth. Yes, so we are a financial institution and we are regulated by the big guys. It means that we have to, and we keep all the data safe and secure. Okay, here is a little exercise for you. If you listen, so what is Recash? Is it a marketing tool, a loyalty program, an analytics tool, or all of the above? Well, yeah, you guessed it right. It's all of the above, and I'm going to show you why. We are a marketing tool that allows to target the ideal customers with laser precision because of the data. And then we help our partners to get these customers come back again and again. And then we provide financial data, this wealth of data that tells to the partners what the customers' financials look like. Our business model is easy to adjust to the biggest chains, to the smallest retailers, and we have our partners all along the customer journey, from reach to engage and to convert. So our revenue model is very simple, with 20% of the total cashback paid out to the users, and this allows us an exponential revenue growth. By the end of the 5th year, 70 million is our revenue forecast, expanding to 4 countries. Yes, and we are looking for 3 million euros as our Series A investment. Thank you very much.
Perfectly in time. 3 minutes have passed. So now we move on to the Q&A session. Are there any questions from our judges who'd like to start? All right.
I'd love to have a question if that's possible.
Sure.
Hi, thank you for the pitch, first of all. That was really interesting. I've quite some experience with loyalty programs myself and even supported a startup here. So my question would be, what's your strategy to get the merchant continuously on board? And is there a limitation of when the cashback, the loyalty, cannot be used by customers anymore? Similar to airline miles, for example. Will this go back to the merchant, or will they expire, or how is the process if they're not going to be used by the customer or be forgotten?
Yes. So when you ask what happens if they don't use it, well, they actually get money So when it comes to their account, they don't have to spend it at the partner's side. They can just send it back to their own bank account, and they can even withdraw it. So it's actual cash then. So there's no expiry to it. The other questions, how we work with the merchant, how we bring them in.
Yeah.
So for them, what they see is really the data, the financial data that's really interesting for them, that they get to understand more about their customers. It's a data that Google or Facebook can't see. It hasn't been available before PS2 came into the picture. So they are extremely excited about that. And we have big partners like supermarket chains, drugstores like Rossmann in Hungary. So we are growing because our partners can see the opportunity there.
Interesting. So it's more about the data rather than the cashback itself. Cashback more for the consumers, but for the merchant, it's the data, right? Essentially.
That's the innovation bit, exactly. So how we use it. That's why I like to say that we're a fintech company and dressed as a cashback app, because that's just the packaging.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
2 minutes left. Do we have any other questions? Maybe Manuel?
Yeah, no, I have a question. I mean, it's a model that's well known in a number of other markets, and probably a lot of the merchants you go after have been exposed to some of those models or have dealing with other of your competitors. So how are you positioning yourself to win those deals and provide them with the preferred access and kind of win the deal if you're fighting for like a limited bandwidth with your partners?
Yes. So the cashback, yes, it's out there. It's quite popular, but not the fintech element of it. So that's a very strong value proposition in itself. And the fact that we have cashback, but we also have like virtual coupons, which means that they get to choose who to give it to. So if I go to Tesco and I tell them like, hey, we can send these offers to Lidl customers specifically, they will not say no. And at least that's what we've seen, unless it's very, very difficult for them to onboard a new partners. But so far, that's what we see, that they are super open to this laser targeted. Plus, they always play on performance, so they have nothing to lose, literally. But the numbers we bring in, these actual figures that I showed, 30% increase in basket size, we show these data and they test it because they join, and if you don't bring the results, but we do. So hope it answers your question.
Yeah, no, thank you. And I think that's the right strategy. I mean, don't make people pay for things they don't perceive as value add.
Exactly.
Any questions from Katarzyna, maybe?
Yeah. So Sarah, can you tell us a bit more about your team behind the project?
Yeah, sure. So if I would 50% are developers, both front and back end, and then for also we put a lot of emphasis on sales and marketing. So we have a strong sales team, and then the two founders are from financial background, from brokerage firms, and they've been entrepreneurs before for the last 10 years.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. We ran out of time. So thanks a lot. That was a fintech pitch of Sarah from Rikash. And now we move on to Julie from Perkio or Perk.io. You will tell us. Hello. Are you sharing your screen? Okay, we can see it. So the clock is set to 3 minutes. Take it away. You are on mute.
Oh my God, sorry.
No problem.
Hi, so I was saying, I'm Julie. I'm the co-CEO and founder at Perkio. At Perkio, we help company and employee to build well-being. Sorry. So I have a little technical issue here, obviously. Sorry for that. So 85% of people are not engaged at work. This is a shocking number, as we know that these engagements have negative impact on productivity, innovation, profitability, and so on. In fact, we know that about 34% is the number that will cost a disengaged. The 34% of the annual salary is the number that will cost a disengaged employee. So the company try and reach out, but in fact, they struggle to ask the right question and to receive honest answer. So in this context, it's very difficult to identify disengaged employee and even more difficult to help them. So with Pertue, we make it frictionless to share, and we provide expertise and technology that empower companies to build plan and give resource to the team members that need it. We use gamification and anonymity to help people to open and share honestly. We use data science to understand context and meaning. We discover trend and we perform diagnostic. And then we use machine learning to match the right program with the right person based on their needs and their personality. Against competition, we that normally provide a solution with kind of a top to bottom approach, we develop a human-centric solution. And it's valuable for the company because it's rewarding and engaging for the team members. We benefited from a huge market. In Europe, only corporate wellness is 20 billion euro this year. With 1% of market share by 2025, Pertue will reach a revenue of about 300 million euro. We are a team of 5. We have been working together in the past. We have quite a broad skill set, which allow us to build the working MVP in only 3 months. We are launching actually this week our early access, and we already have 3 confirmed testing customers and 2 partners. We plan to reach 50K MRR by Q2 2022. And before the Q&A, I wanted to let you with our vision. Pertue wants to empower organizations to create a place where everyone can thrive, feel heard, valued, and supported. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We actually have 40 minutes of a pitch time, but we can move straight to the Q&A. No problem at all. Are there any questions from our judges?
Yeah, I have a...
Hi.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, so maybe I'll start. Yeah. So what's for whom is the project? What size of companies?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, so what kind of companies do you target your product?
Sure. So at this stage, we have divided our plan into 3 subscription plans. The first one is for starting team. So those are about 30 to 40 customers. Then we have a scaling team, 80 to 100 users, and then enterprise. Currently, and for the next 6 months, we're going to focus mostly on scaling team. But then our plan is to approach enterprise around end of the year next year.
But do you have some experience in reaching the enterprise clients? Because it's like, I would say that this is more like enterprise solution. So
I have with Pertue. Yeah, with Pertue currently we have made an offer our first offer to a company of 300 people. So we know that we can resonate. Now what we want to build is we want to build toward a little bit more company culture, and this is the moment where we will approach enterprise.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Manuel?
Sure. Yeah, no, I have a couple of questions. One is a question, one is maybe a comment. I guess on the first question is, how do you guys make money? I mean, I presume you charge a per seat fee to the companies, but then I presume you also have the ability to cross-sell quite a bit of products and quite a bit of other partners.
So we have a hybrid model at the moment. So we charge a subscription fee per month per user, but we also take a commission on our partner. So we take 15 to 13% commission on the partner offering.
Yeah, and I guess the other question or comment, because you guys are early, is how you think about distribution. And I guess the underlying point to the question is, there's a lot of people who've cracked selling into your clients that have something that's adjacent to what you guys do that's already installed. So to what extent are you thinking about partnering with others for distribution as opposed to really build up a sales force by yourselves and go after all those clients one by one?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I think it will be both. So one of the ambitions we have at the moment, we are talking to Atlassian, for example, to be part of their marketplace. So I think that it's smart move from our side to perhaps try this through distribution. But then, especially for enterprise, we want to build a proper sales force.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? We still have over 1 minute.
Maybe you can share a little bit how you have validated the idea or tested the product so far during the building process when you now created the MVP, as that you mentioned, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we have 3 customers in testing phase. So that's about 200 users almost. So we've approached them mostly with what we call an advanced mode tracker, and of course they are open to to discuss with us potential scaling or potential product development. We also have tested our concept with, we have created landing page and we are on Google Ads, so like we have a good inbound rate of things. And on top of that, what we've done is a lot of customer interviews. So we've talked to about, I think, 40 HR professional and manager to really get into what they want to know basically and how they want to approach this.
30 seconds left.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Maybe you'd like to add something, Julie, in the end?
Yeah, maybe I can add a little bit on the ask that we want, because I didn't touch this part, but we are asking between 450 and 650,000 euro, and for a rollout of about 12 to 14 months at this stage. The main focus will be to develop the product, so we want to hire developer and data scientist and potentially a growth marketer down the line for that.
Thank you so much. And now we did run out of time, so thanks a lot. Make sure to go to Hopin and let people know how they can find you, Julie. So thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
And now we will be joined by our next startup, and it will be Akai and Rose. Hello, Rose.
Hi, everybody.
Let me add your presentation to the stream. Perfect. So I'm setting the clock to 3 minutes. Feel free to take it away.
Great. Thanks, everybody. I'm Ross Thumley, and I'm the co-founder at AQAI. No doubt you've probably heard of IQ, our cognitive intelligence, and EQ, our emotional intelligence. Well, now is the time for AQ, our adaptability intelligence. It's the most important skill for our future. So we're raising 2 million in our seed round. We're smack in this sort of nice position between AI, health tech, and ed tech. And our mission is to transform the health and well-being of 100 million people by 2030. So what is the real challenge? We're living in this VUCA world, a volatile, uncertain, and complex and ambiguous environment where the pace of technology is accelerating and humans aren't able to keep pace with that. We're not adapting quick enough. The pandemic has come along and accelerated a lot of this transformation and change. A couple of things are really happening here that's crucial. One is our job roles, tasks, and careers are shifting and changing. 40% of the ones that exist today will not exist in 10 years' time. This is a huge reskilling and upskilling challenge. Just one conservative number is about 375 million people need to switch occupations in the next 5 years. So if you think about that number, that's the same as the working population of the USA, Canada, Japan, Australia, and the UK combined. So this is a big, big challenge. And there's a risk of people being left behind. Whether it's LinkedIn, World Economic Forum, a variety of organizations are now pointing to adaptability of individuals, teams, and organizations as the #1 skill that's in demand. The latest LinkedIn report shows this, as well as resilience and adaptability. For the last 5 years, it's always been in the top 5. There's been a challenge. We haven't been able to measure it or improve it. So we've built the first AQ assessment measurement, scientifically validated. We've got a patent pending on it, and then a platform of how do you improve it so it's not fixed. It's like a muscle that we can improve our adaptability. We measure it in a very interesting way. It's via a conversational chatbot AI, and each person gets their individual dashboard report, and we train coaches to be certified as part of our go-to-market strategy. What's important next is not just human coaches, it's an AI coach. So we're developing this opportunity to subscribe to an AI coach so it's super scalable, that knows how you learn, how you adapt, and can help you navigate change. So very quickly, our business model, how we generate revenue, is through assessments, through a subscription and marketplace of our coaches and digital coach, and the licensing and training of our certified coaches. We've already trained about 66 coaches around the world, and we believe everyone deserves the best training and coaching possible to adapt to change in the future. So thank you.
Thank you. Just in time. So we can move straight to the Q&A. Are there any questions from our judges? Who'd like to start?
Can you maybe share a little bit more about the team? That would be interesting. Who is involved, how many people, and
certainly.
But
So
that's very interesting.
Thank you. The core team are 6 people. Myself and my co-founder, we've worked together for about 8-9 years. My background is I built and scaled a brand and marketing agency, which I ran for over 17 years, exited in 2017. Most of our clients were big corporate clients, employed about 100 people over that period. And we have psychologists, data scientists, through collaborations, and the core team is marketing, ops, and scaling the opportunity of what we're doing. We've been running about 2 years, just to give it context.
Thank you.
All right.
So,
Are there
Ross,
any
so-
other questions? Yep.
Yeah, so Ross, so how do you make money in this new business model?
Yeah, sure. So if I just hop back to the business model, it's 3 ways. So the assessment itself is sold at direct or in volume. So for example, GSK, big pharmaceutical company, we've got about 500 of their executive leadership going through. So the assessments are priced on volume and channel. So if it's through one of our certified coaches or if it's direct, we generate different revenue that comes in. Secondly is then the coaching, both from the marketplace of our certified coaches, we charge a margin. And then with our subscription to Ada, our digital coach, that's a per user per month fee. And at the moment, a lot of our income is coming from training other certified coaches. So we're training about 15 per month. We've got 66 so far, so we're on target for a couple of hundred by the end of the year. They become our affiliates and almost like commission-only resellers into their clients. That's how we've got it into Microsoft, into the US government, into the Canadian federal government through our coaching network that we've trained as AQ certified coaches. So that's the main way we make money.
Okay, thanks.
Manuel, do you have any questions?
Yeah, no, I have a question on how do you break the educational divide in a way, right? Because somehow your product is a new product. And so probably a lot of your clients, before you even think about selling, you need to educate them on what this is. And then you also need to educate them on not only why this is not only a nice to have they need, but a must have they need, right? And that's when they will start paying and engaging the customer, their client, their employee base, et cetera, et cetera.
Great
so how do you get them to that point?
Yeah, great question. So it's twofold. One is this is already an in-demand skill by many organizations and companies. They're running these kind of things, but they don't have a source of how. Dell came to us saying adaptability is a core pillar for our executive leaders. They went to a particular university. That university said, speak to AQAI. They're the most credible in the space. So there's a pocket of organizations and leadership where adaptability is already on their learning agenda and they need help of how to do it. The second part is through our coaching network, those have the relationships with the companies to understand, okay, you're driving innovation. Is it a merger and acquisition? What's the key challenge that they're facing of reskilling that then is coming in? Do you know how you're adapting? Do you understand your benchmark already to get the assessment? So the assessment is the Trojan horse in so that they get clarity and information and data analytics. Then it's about how do you upskill, how do you level it up, how do you train, how do you do the education to improve it in terms of L&D. So that's our kind of strategy that seems to be working so far.
Thank you. We ran out of time, so thanks a lot. And,
thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Make sure to go to Hopin and let people know how to find you. And now I can see that Walt is on stage. Hello.
Hello?
Okay, we can see your screen. I'm setting the clock to 3 minutes. We can hear you, so you can start.
Thank you very much. My name is Walt Anderson. I've been involved in 4 telecom companies. 2 were sold to public companies. 2 went to the public market, and there was a total exit value of over $2 billion US. Me and my team have a lot of experience. There are 3 billion people in the world that don't have access to internet. That's a huge market. And we intend to address it with wireless infrastructure using a high-altitude platform vehicle that sits at 18,000 to 20,000 meters It stays in a stationary position using helium gas and provides service to a service footprint of 240 kilometers for each of the vehicles. But we plan to have a fleet of many vehicles operating in the markets there they're needed. This is an example of how the vehicles would cover an area of Indonesia. Now, the 3 billion people is great, but there's an existing market of 23 billion US dollars, an existing market where we will be a lower cost and higher quality than that existing market service. So we've got a great market waiting for us, customers already waiting that we've spoken to. That market consists of maritime, mobile backhaul, connecting mobile phones to remote areas, and VTS, VSAT, or tower services. We can also provide 5G to multiple points. We're infrastructure, so we can provide a lot of capacity in the areas we serve. The reason we can build this now is the materials are better than they were before. Batteries got more efficient, solar cells got more efficient. We've done a lot of early feasibility, and now this vehicle right here is a vehicle, a scale model of the vehicle that'll be 101 meters long, 330 feet long. This is a CAD/CAM drawing of that vehicle, 4 propellers, helium filled. It'll stay on station 3 to 6 months at a time and provide wireless telecom infrastructure. We'll be like a satellite operator. That's our business model. We're now flying the scale model indoors, and it'll go outdoors in a month or two. We'll need certification approval by the UK CAA, Civil Aviation Authority, and we're working on that. We're going to join the existing telecom marketplace. We're not going to become the whole market. There are simply niche markets where we're the best provider, meaning lower cost, better quality, and that niche market is hundreds of billions of dollars of large. The comparison between satellites and LeoSats, we're going to be lower cost is the main point, and we're going to be better quality. We've got a lot of companies we've already talked to that want to purchase our product once we're in the market. We're about a year away from flying our full-size concept demonstrator vehicle approved by the CAA, and after that, we'll be producing about 2 vehicles a month in our factory. So there's a competitor called Alenia Thales who's building pictures of vehicles, and they've got a wonderful graphics department. But we've actually flown vehicles. We've done it for less than 6.4 million US dollars is what we've raised so far. We've accomplished all that. We need 9.5 million more to build the factory, build the first vehicle, and prove the concept. We started the company in 2013. It has not been easy, but we've now got a final design, and we know we can build this. Market's waiting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are already in the Q&A session. We've got over 3 minutes. Who'd like to start with the questions?
Yeah, I guess I have a couple of questions. How do you plan? I mean, a lot of venture capitalists, and I'm saying from the venture capitalist side of things, are kind of allergic to any company that needs to build capex and needs to build actual physical things, right? Because so how are you planning on funding your company all the way, I guess, to profitability, and what does profitability look like for you guys? What kind of size you guys need to have to get that?
Well, this is a business, like I say, the market, billions of dollar market out there, and we want to build a fleet of hundreds of vehicles. Each can generate $1 million of revenue per month. Most of the companies that you've seen present today operate on infrastructure that we will be providing to remote areas. So infrastructure is important. CapEx is important to make the whole world work. The vehicle you rode here, the train you rode, airplanes, roads, all that stuff needs to be built. I've been involved in the infrastructure business my whole life, putting telecom networks into place and making huge returns for my investors by doing that. So I hope the track record of myself and my team will show the investors that this may be the best investment they ever made.
Thank you.
A question from my side to the regulatory framework you mentioned, you said about you need a license from the UK. Was that correct?
We'll need the vehicle will be certified to fly by some agency, and we're in the UK. So yes, we also.
And what's the?
Please go ahead.
What's the process on getting all the regulatory approvals?
Well, it's a testing series. We're testing this little vehicle indoors, then outdoors. Later, we have the larger full-size vehicle tested at various heights, and we need, then finally certified if the CIA believes it's safe to fly. That's what the 9.5 million, it builds the vehicle, builds our factory, pays for the testing process that we plan to go through.
Okay. Thank you.
40 seconds left. Any other questions? Perhaps Katarzyna? Do you have any questions
so
for Walt?
So the product is quite complex, and I expect you have a lot of challenges. So what's the main challenges you will face like in the coming months? Except for funding, of course.
For funding, well, I'm not particularly good at funding. I've not done it much before in my prior businesses, which sort of funded themselves. So I think we're just working with various companies who know how to do that to help us and taking their advice. We also believe that the margins and concept, it's been studied in Europe many, many times. Now is the time to build this vehicle. The materials and capability are there now. So we think that may be the driving force, that it's technology whose time has come, huge demand from customers.
Thank you, Walt. Thank you very much. And now we will move on, but make sure to go to Hoppen and tell us a bit more about yourself in the comment section as well. And now we are joined by Margarita. Hello. And
hi.
Hi. I cannot see.
Can you hear me well?
Yet. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Nice.
And the presentation.
I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
Can you see it yet?
It's loading, so just give us a second. Is it a video? Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I'm setting the clock to 3 minutes. Feel free to start.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Margarida Partidário and I'm Arboreal's founder. The very first thing that differentiates us, well, the fact that we are rethinking human resources from branding point of view. We believe more and more recruitment is a marketing issue, since professionals want to stand out as first choice candidates, as well as companies want to stand out as first choice employers. Having said that, on the one hand, our MVP promotes what we call bilateral recruitment. Conversely to what's still happening nowadays, unilateral recruitment. In bilateral recruitment, we first assess companies' talent ecosystem because without know its corporate environment, one is not aware of the talent they truly need according to such specific requirements. So for the first time, both parties are being assessed. We are profiling both recruiter companies and just then candidates. We believe this way we are able to increase the fit level between them as well as promote more sustainable relationships between them. On the other hand, our MVP also promotes recruitment based on soft skills. The way we see it, hard skills equalize people while soft skills differentiate people. So for that reason, hard skills are just an add-on, since our own methodology is soft skills centered. But Arboreal is much more than that. Bilateral recruitment and recruitment based on soft skills are just the two main UPSs of an MVP that also is an online platform composed of two different and interdependent products, a personal branding tool for professionals and an employer branding tool for companies, with the aim of first assess, 2 recruit, and 3 manage talent in a single workspace like never before. Brief highlights. We are not an incorporated company yet, We have our MVP. We start trials with our MVP. We have 50 user tests done in 6 different countries, participants from 8 nationalities. We have 3 demanding corporations, INL in Portugal, Runtime Verification in the US, and Microsoft in Ireland. They are waiting so as can be our features all tested and provide them some initial tests as well. We have 22 individual interviews realized with talent acquisition experts, and we are starting our. We appeared in Web Summit last edition 2020, writing some opinion articles to Forbes and so many others. Thank you very much. I'm available to your questions.
Yes, now we are in a Q&A. We've got 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Who'd like to start?
Thanks for the pitch, first of all. I have a quick question regarding the sort of user experience and the name. Why is it so tailored towards plants and trees when we talk about talent? Did I miss anything?
I didn't heard you. Can you please do it again?
Sure. I'm talking about the user interface when you just showed us just a quick look into how this would look like. It's very tailored towards including the name trees, plants, right, an ecosystem basically. I just want to get the rationale behind why this is shown in trees and not in something else.
Oof. I heard you very bad, but as far as I can hear, you are asking about the trees, right? The concept.
Yeah, the whole idea behind it.
Okay, we have this concept regarding the nature itself. We are doing our community depicting a real natural environment. We actually have an engineer, a forest engineering, helping to idealize well these biomes and biotas architecture. We have a community of trees, we have a community of forests, and then we have these superpowers that depict one's level of performance at the professional level.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Katarzyna, do you have any questions for Margarita?
Yeah, so I would ask, I would ask that. So how do you know how do you know that your product is actually working? So does that it makes like good match? So what are metrics? What metrics do you follow?
Okay. I would like to start by answering your question, telling you that our first competition are the companies themselves, because we are interviewing the main national and international companies, and the own companies are starting doing this because they do not have this kind of solution nowadays. I cannot find anyone doing this thing the way we are doing. To provide this match, we first have to sell to the company. So we are a B2B2C. We first engage the company, then we have to be able to promote an interaction between the own company and their employers, because these products are based on the employees' engagement. So the employer have to work directly with these employers so they can start providing data to our platform, and then this match happen in a very easy way. The employee or the individual can enter in our platform, do this quiz, we profile them, and according to this profile, we'll know the kind of force this tree is adaptable adaptable with the same with the employer. We first profile the employer, we understand the satisfaction, commitment, engagement, different kinds of indicators to measure the kind of corporate environment they have.
Thank you, Margarita. I'm so sorry, but we ran out of time.
Okay.
But you can write
No
all
problem,
that
no
in
problem.
you can write all that in the Hopin platform. I hope you know how to
Okay.
get there. So
Okay.
so make sure to join us there
Okay.
on the pitching stage.
Thank you
So
very much.
thank you. We have to move on. So now we will be joined by Renee. Renee is here already.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, hi there.
Your presentation is up, so it's just me now to set the clock to 3 minutes. I did that,
Okay.
so take it away.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Yeah. Hi there, everyone. Hi there from beautiful sunny Switzerland to wherever you are in the world. My name is Renee, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Xperify. So I quickly want to invite you to think about the last time you bought something online that had a price tag of more than $500. You know, it might be a piece of furniture, or maybe a bicycle, maybe some hi-fi stereo equipment, or something for your hobby. Might be anything, really. The point is, chances are that before buying this item, you spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos or reading reviews, only to find yourself still not sure at the end what you're going to get. Well, here's our concept. Wouldn't all of this be so much easier if you could just connect some or own product? Might be a friend, a colleague from work, a neighbor, or just someone anywhere in the world who had basically exactly the same questions you are having now. Because if you could do this, then you could not only get into a real discussion, but you might even hang out on a video call, get a demo, or even meet in real life to see the product. Well, with Xperify, we basically built a social platform for customers and brands to enable exactly these kind of authentic product experiences. And here's how it works. Next to a standalone app, we team up with great e-commerce brands like this one, Rad & Bicycles. It's one of Europe's largest direct-to-consumer bike brands. They embed the Xperify plugin on their website, where when people click on it, can easily find so-called locals in the Xperify network, can reach out to them, talk to them, and even meet with them to experience the product. And the locals, they are your most enthusiastic customers of a brand, and they are rewarded with super exclusive brand goodies for taking the time and helping out another customer. Well, so far so good. What's the status? So we are live since July last year, and we have been working in this kind of public beta phase with 8 early adopter brands. We proved the case. We have locals in 18 countries showing 800 products. We had more than 700 such customer interactions taking place. And brands do see actually quite impressive conversion rates from these interactions. And just to mention it again, these brands are actually paying customers. Now, we believe that this is not only an alternative to reviews, but really the future of product marketing. It's authenticity on steroids. This is the future of how we will evaluate products and discover new products in completely new, authentic, and social way. So we are currently scaling up. So please come and talk to me if you're a brand who wants to be part of Xperify, or if you are interested to join us as an investor. We are currently raising a first equity seed round, and also we are hiring. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was 3 minutes exactly. So now we move on to the Q&A. Who'd like to start with the questions?
I would happy to start. Thanks for the pitch.
Hi, Tobias. Yeah,
very interesting. I'll be interested in the process of how do you get the people on your platform to then show the products to the customers?
Yes, absolutely. So basically, as I said, we are working together with brands. So we are a B2B2C model. I always like to say that we aim to be the PayPal for product experiences. So basically the trusted middleman between brands and customers. And this already answers the questions. So basically brands, they know their customers, they know their most loyal customers. And since we are a piece of marketing technology for them, they onboard the locals. Of course, we have the expertise, how to phrase it, and so on and so forth. So we help the brands doing it. But at the end, basically, we're, let's say, piggybacking brands on that side, and also at the end of the side of the customers who want to experience products.
So it's through the shops you have onboarded. There's a plugin.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, correctly. Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you.
Welcome.
One question on my side.
Sure,
Do you feel your value proposition is as strong with brands that people really know, like very widespread brands, and on types of goods that everybody uses? So, because the examples you have, which I think are great, but are like kind of unknown brands that are probably innovating at the edge of the product and are very kind of product focused in launching that new brand, with a particular type of early adopters. Do you feel that as you grow into bigger brands, your value proposition remains the same?
Yes, we do, because the point is that you're absolutely right, and our go-to-market strategy is very much focused on high involvement brands, new brands, direct-to-consumer brands who don't have showrooms, but especially for kind of bigger products. Let's say if I want to buy like a new MacBook Pro or something, right? I mean, I'd be super happy just to talk to someone who already has this, even if I have a MacBook Pro maybe before, but because they changed the chip to an M1 or something, I just really want to talk to someone who already has the experience. So we actually think that it's there. But also actually, so now we are talking very much about the kind of product evaluation step, but there's also product discovery, right? Because at some point we really aim to become also a standalone platform where you can discover products nearby, right? I mean, maybe with a friend. So basically, word of mouth on steroids is the phrase I very often use.
I definitely see the discovery piece. I think it's interesting. Well, not much time, so sorry.
Thanks, Manuel. Thanks.
Yeah. So Rene, but what's the difference between your solution and the brand just simply asking a couple of its clients to be like ambassadors of the brands and so on? So what's in fact the difference?
Yeah. So basically, when we started out with the main concept we started out with is that we need to get brands to be authentic again. And there are so much fake ambassadors, fake influencers, and so on and so forth. So the whole idea here really is that you don't have paid influencer campaigns, you don't have paid ambassadors. So at the end, it is really just, your sister maybe calling you up and asking you, hey, I saw that you have this product, or maybe someone in your network whom you haven't talked to. So the whole idea is really to be authentic and to be this kind of trusted middleman, where it's exactly not a paid ambassador or a paid influencer. So it's really this kind of barrier in the middle where our value proposition also for brands lie.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, welcome.
10 seconds to go. Would you like to add anything, Rene?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, we are pre-seed funded with European angels. We're currently raising a first equity seed round. So yeah, and we're happy to talk to anyone who thinks can add value in this. Thanks for your time.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks so much.
That was the last pitch of this particular slot. So thank you very much for this, Rene. So now we still have some time. How about we do a little reverse pitch? And maybe Katarzyna, would you like to tell, because there are many startups watching, who are you looking for? What sort of startups or scale-ups should reach out to you? Via Wolfsmart or Hopin?
So 3TS, it's like company investing in scale-ups. So we're looking for a company just growing dynamically at the inflection point, like starting international expansion, or like look at just planning M&As. So if you have a traction and you're just looking for expansion capital, just write me the message or invite me to a one-on-one meeting, and just we will check whether there are cooperation opportunities further on.
Thank you. How about Tobias? Would you like to share something with startups watching us?
Sure, happy to do so. In general, we're looking for early stage technology companies, which could be in the blockchain space, but also in the emerging tech space. We are industry and location agnostic, but it has to be asset-light companies. So we don't usually invest in hardware companies. That's really important for us. We do have an investment arm, and to use the words of the last founder, like an accelerator on steroids is a very hands-on program, which is a bit longer, where we also give investment. But that's why we look for very coachable founders and a very good founding team between seed to pre-A.
Thank you so much. And now, Manuel, would you like to tell us more about you or about Muro?
Yeah, no, sure. So Moro Capital, kind of institutional fintech VC, typically early stage, investing checks between, I would say, $2 and $10 million as a first check in companies. We invest in the US, we invest in Latin America, we invest in Europe. We love investing in Europe. We love the smaller markets of Europe, so Eastern Europe, Southern Europe. We love all those places. And yeah, so if you're a fintech company or think that there's a fintech angle to what you're building, because you're in prop tech, you're in logistics, you're in mobility, but there's a tie into financial services, definitely come talk to us. Happy to chat.
Super. Thank you very much. So that concludes this slot of today. It was the fourth one. We still have many to go today and tomorrow. But the next one will be more focused on hardware and electronics and products. So thanks once more to our judges here, Katarzyna Paz-Malesa from 3TS Capital Partners, Manuel Silva Martinez from Muro Capital, and Tobias Bauer from Blockchain Founders Fund. Thank you so much and see you soon. See you around the conference.